Jewish American princess.
Yeah.
And it's really important, it seems to you, to try to reform the way that people look at that.
Jewish American princess is a Jewish woman who knows her worth as a woman, as a Jew, and as a person, and who isn't afraid to spread that around. And again, obviously, there are those
Of
stereotypes of the
course, of
materialism
course.
and what have you, but those are the stereotypes that I want to like poke fun at.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Holden Conversations, where Gen Z tells their stories. Today's guest is the people's Jewish American princess. She's got over 260,000 followers on her socials, making skits about Jewish culture, life in your 20s, and living in New York City. Chloe Hechter, everyone.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you so much for being here. This has been in the works for a couple weeks, and we're finally here, so I'm so
Yes,
happy.
I'm sorry for being so back and forth, but
Just
life
because I went to
happens.
Syracuse does not mean the world revolves around me. You're good.
It's so true. It's so true. And you know what? A lot of people who go to Syracuse do think that the world revolves around.
That's a story for another day, maybe another
Yes,
podcast. My first
totally.
question for you is, a lot of people's content creator, self-employed journeys aren't necessarily something that come planned. How did you kind of stumble into yours?
Yeah, I mean, mine wasn't planned, and I talk about that a lot. It wasn't something that I ever intended for myself. I did always hope I'd end up working for myself. I did not foresee it happening starting at 24. I also didn't intend for it to be in the social media realm. Just a bit about like my journey. I grew up as a child actor.
Yeah.
And I went to theater camp. I went to LaGuardia for high school, and I don't know if you know this.
Yes.
This is Chloe Lore, but my first year at Syracuse, I was actually in the BFA
Yes. Yes.
drama program. And so um after I ended up switching my major, I did communications and writing, and I also ran University Girl. I don't know if you're familiar with University Girl. It's like
Yes.
the
Yes.
fashion lifestyle
Yeah.
magazine on campus. And I was the editor in chief of that for 2 years. I talk about that in every single interview because it truly was
Could
the
you move your
best.
camera up a little bit?
A few moments later.
So anyway, I ran University Girl. I talk about it in every interview. I think it was really the thing that made me who I am. It just like being able to be in charge of that and have my creative vision come to life and see myself as a leader really gave me the confidence I needed to produce my own content and grow on my own and trust in myself. Um, I always wanted to write comedy, more specifically like niche Jewish comedy.
I
And
think you
I,
do that.
yeah, and I always wanted to kind of write and star in my own stuff.
Yeah.
But I was also really into like fashion and marketing and social media. Um, and so after college, I had a job actually as an assistant to a different influencer,
Yes.
more of a like a mom influencer. Um, and she was pregnant for a lot of the time that I was working for her. And I was like, when I was filling the time of her doctor's appointments or if she had like morning sickness, I was like, what do I do with myself? And I looked back at a lot of the stuff that I'd written for classes or in my free time, and I started coming up with like ideas and started putting them into like these little skits. And I was definitely like getting more views than the average person, but nothing had quite hit yet. And then in March 2024, I had a video get 5.5 million views, and it was like, get ready for a camp social. And I was like, okay, like there's an audience here. Like people think this is funny. People really like this. And that video I actually did with another friend who went to Syracuse, who is not, a content creator or a comedian or an actor. Like she's literally a consultant. She's just funny. And yeah, it really blew up. And I just from then on started posting every day, started kind of expanding beyond just that one theme of like camp. Especially now I'm 25 and I'm always like, okay, it's enough of the camp stuff. And then I get people being like, why haven't you posted a camp video? And I'm like, I am 25. Like, I don't know if I want to. But those go the most viral out of
Yeah.
anything. So yeah, but I've developed this kind of niche of Jewish comedy.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not secular though. It's for everyone. It's just objectively funny with like kind of Jewish undertones, you know?
Yeah. How important is it? Of course, if your goal is to be a content creator, you got to make content. But
Yeah.
how important is like life experiences? For example, all the acting that you've done or writing for University Girl. Like, how important is it to do things on the side to get to where you want to be?
I really do feel like this is a culmination of everything I've ever learned in school or in life. Like, I would not be comfortable on camera or know how to have this kind of comedic timing had I not had experience in acting. I would not know how to write these scripts had I not taken writing classes. I, wouldn't know how to properly market an account or grow a business had it not been for some of my marketing classes. It's
Yeah.
just it's all cumulative. Um, and yeah, and I actually, University Girl, I was the editor in chief, and then my second semester senior year, as I'm sure you are feeling the fatigue as well. I didn't want to be editor in
I
chief
played the
anymore.
fifth.
Yeah. So I just ran the Instagram, but I had a really good time doing that. So I like learned kind of, SEO and hashtags and yeah.
Is it funny like looking back at like what you knew to start your content journey like back in early 2024 versus
Yeah.
now? Like, is it weird like, oh my god, I thought this was the right way to do this? Or you're a senior running the University Girl Instagram, you're like, this is how you do it, and you're like, my younger self didn't know anything. Like,
It's actually so funny because I think like I didn't realize how comfortable I was like posting and not getting any likes. Like now if I like have something that is below a certain like standard I hold myself to, I delete it. But
really?
I was looking at I just like, sometimes I search myself up to see how like other people perceive
As
me.
you should, as you
I'm
should.
not I'm not like not even in a narcissistic way and it just
It's your
like
your it's your personal brand.
it's
Like,
a
it's your self brand.
perception
You
thing.
have to.
And I was looking and one of the videos that came up was like one of my first videos ever. And I was like so like awkward in it. And it had like 20 likes. And I was just like, get ready with me to go out with my friends while I tell you a story. Like I was like, why is this still? And I posted it with my full chest. It's public. You can still watch it. Like, I don't know. It's crazy.
Well, those are like the most important things, and I guess that's you were in your quote unquote cringe era. I
Yeah,
don't know
and
if
I
you've
think
heard
you
that
have
term.
to push through the cringe. Like, you
Yeah.
can't be afraid. I didn't post at all in college because I was nervous about people making fun of me for
Yeah.
like, and then I wanted the older girls in my sorority to think I was cool. And I wanted to like be asked to a pie formal. Like, I wasn't like, oh, let me become TikTok
For
famous.
reference, that is a Jewish fraternity at Syracuse.
Oh,
For
yes,
people who don't know
sorry.
that, of course.
Sorry. But yeah, it's and for the record, I never was asked to a pie formal,
I
but
think you're doing okay. I think you're doing
I'm
okay.
fine. Better off, but yeah, I didn't want to post at first because of the fear of like being perceived as cringe or like people being like, ew, like that girl's like starting to post on like, and yeah.
And also, there's a level of like you want to give people something that they can enjoy. And anytime you post something, you're saying anyone can see this, and no one wants to feel like they're providing people with them a version of themselves or something that they have their fingerprints all over that you're scared people wouldn't enjoy. It's not just
Yeah.
about the embarrassment element of it.
Yeah. Do you guys have Yik Yak still?
We have it, but no one really uses it.
Okay, because
At least the
we
seniors. I knew what it was freshman year.
there was like an era, I think it was my junior year, where like everything was on Yik Yak all the time. And that
Yeah,
was like, I was like, if I start posting on TikTok, I'm gonna be on Yik Yak. Like
the
people would
Yik Yak
post like,
girl.
oh my God, like the A5 girls wore this and this during Rush. They look so bad. I was like, I cannot have people dropping my first and last, being like, look who's trying to post on
Chloe
TikTok.
Hechter up to something.
Literally. But no, because people would be like, first and last name did da da da, and I saw it. Like on Yik Yak. Oh my God, I would be so upset, you know?
How have you become with? How are you at peace with that now? Because your name is mentioned more than ever now. Like, you
Yeah.
have so many people talking about you.
Ugh.
Because
It's
how
so
do you?
funny. I now I'm so used to it, it doesn't even faze me. Like my therapist says that like for every, 50,000 followers, there are going to be 10 people that hate you and you're going to have to just live with that. And I'm like, if I want to continue to really build this business and reach my ultimate goal of writing and starring in my own Netflix original or
Let's go.
being on
Manifesting.
manifesting or like, being on Saturday Night Live or something like that, like I do have to continue to grow my platform and more people are going to know my name, which means more people aren't going to like it. The
Yes.
more people who do like it don't like it. And yeah, I mean, it's nice because I do hear so many kind things. Like,
Yeah.
actually, a friend of mine who's currently a senior, she took over for University Girl when I graduated. She texted me being like, there are freshmen in the library talking about you right now.
Well, yeah. What does it
And
mean? You go. You go.
no, and that was so cool because it's obviously they were talking about me in a positive way, but then I always think about like there are people I'm sure who don't like me or know me and don't like me and are like, ew, I can't believe she's like, we're sending this. She's so cringe. Because everyone does that.
Yeah. And also, it's literally a math game at a certain point. Enough
Yeah,
people know who you are. Literally, not everyone's gonna like you. It's just math.
totally.
But you're talking a lot about people at AFI liking you or kind of in your past places. But I know you were on a podcast a couple months ago with Ella Katz, who
Yes, I
hosts
love
the
that.
Taller Toddlers podcast. I spoke to her. We're working on getting her on the pod next month. Just on a
Yes,
side
she
note.
just had jaw surgery. So
She told
let
me
her
she had a
cook.
procedure.
Let her cook.
Okay, but I know that you said on that podcast that that like people at Ole Miss love your content, and that is not like Syracuse.
No, it's
That
not.
is
And it's
not like
so crazy.
Syracuse
I actually, yes, a friend of mine from Syracuse, her sister's at Old Miss. And she texted me the other day being like, my sister and her friends are obsessed with you, and
at
they're
Ole
like
Miss.
at Ole Miss. And
Yeah,
yeah, it's crazy. I mean, there are people from all over. I mean, I get so many people who are like, I'm not Jewish, I'm not from New York, but I think you're so funny or what have you. And that's so awesome. It's really not just for Jewish people. It
yeah,
may have started out just because I never saw a cool Jewish like it girl in media.
yeah,
I always feel like the Jewish representation is like political or depressing or super religious. And when there is a
or
quirky Jewish,
tense. I
yeah,
just want to. It's very tense as well.
tense. Or when there is like a more lighthearted Jewish girl character, it's like all the way on the opposite end of the spectrum, like a Sarah Sherman in her like clown
Yeah,
outfit. And I wanted to show people that like you can be like loud and Jewish and funny, but still be that kind of just everyday mainstream
be be
girl.
in the box, but navigate it the way you want to, kind of.
Exactly, exactly. And I don't want my content to be secular. I want it to be for everyone. I want everyone to love it. I don't want to feel like, oh, this is only for Jewish people. But I also don't want it to have to feel educational. I know there are a lot
Yeah,
of Jewish accounts that are more like, this is for everyone, but it's to show you how I live. And
yeah,
I'm not religious.
yeah.
So
I'm not either. I'm not
I
either.
I live like every other 25-year-old
Yeah,
girl in New
yeah.
York City, It's
Well, there's just some people's roles is to add intensity or to add a strong point of trying to educate people, and some
Mhm.
people are trying to add levity, and that's what your thing. If you wanna be on SNL or have your own Netflix special, you have to be in the levity department. You need to be adding
Exactly.
people fun and joy.
Exactly, exactly. And it's giving me a lot of hope because I'm seeing a lot of the newer SNL cast members are people who initially got their footing on social media.
Yeah. You How do you kind of veering it back a little bit about like the Jewish, I don't want to say stereotypes, but the way that people look at um, Jewish people. You talk a lot about, and it's one of your pinned posts, and it's literally in your caption, in your bio on Instagram, is Jewish American princess,
Yeah.
and it's really important, it seems to you, to try to reform the way that people look at that. How do you think you do that? Well, at the same time, there's a section of the Jewish community that might be frustrated to see people joking about how hard it is how hard it is to go to the Hamptons. You see what I'm saying? Like, how do you add that
I never
levity?
said that was hard.
No, no, okay, not
Never
actually.
said
No, no,
that was
you never
hard.
said that. You never said that was hard, but like the dramatics that go on at the
No, yes,
Hamptons. You
of
never
course.
said that.
Of
Of
course.
course.
I'm
Of
teasing you, don't worry.
Okay. Okay.
I never
I
said
wasn't putting you on the spot.
no, I'm like going to the Hamptons is awesome.
No, of course.
No, I think self-awareness and nuance are two of the most important things in this world, and a lot of people lack both of those things.
No kidding.
Like, I am incredibly aware of the privilege that I grew up with, but also that privilege gave me an incredible education
Yeah.
and incredible tools to then grow my own business and now be entirely independent. And I think people neglect to recognize that oftentimes, obviously, there are people who are just so stereotypical and spoiled and made
Yeah.
that way. But I think oftentimes there are really people who are like, wow, I am so blessed and so lucky to have had these tools to really do exactly what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I've been lucky enough to be given this platform. I never worked in an office. That is such a privilege. I'm
Yeah.
so lucky. I think to myself every time I'm having a problem with what I'm doing, I'm so lucky.
Yeah.
Like, if my problem is that I have to do 4 rounds of edits for a brand deal, at least what I'm doing is a brand deal.
Yeah.
I don't have
Yeah.
to do 4 rounds of edits on a fiscal quarter like pitch. I don't even
No.
know. So, and so to my point though about like the Jewish American princess, I think it's more being self-aware and knowing like I'm strong and confident. I'm going to use the tools I grew up with. And also, Judaism really preaches, and I'm not religious, but like
Yeah.
the cultural and reform Judaism really does preach like family values and like loving the people who are in your life. Like my immediate family unit, just my parents and my brother and I are all so close. We all
Yeah.
love each other so much. My parents raised me to really be like independent thinking and believe in myself and prioritize my education and all of those things. And I'm really, really grateful for that. And it's also just taught me to treat like my friends like family. And, I think to me, a Jewish American princess is a Jewish woman who knows her worth as a woman, as a Jew, and as a person, and who isn't afraid to spread that around. And again, obviously, there are those
Of
stereotypes of the
course. Of
materialism
course.
and what have you, but those are the stereotypes that I want to like poke fun at and be like, yeah, I'm a part of this a little bit, but like, come on, like, look how exaggerated you are making fun of a girl who's obsessed with Aviator Nation and Cartier and whatever it is. And
Yeah.
also, it's like, there are so many different levels of it. Like, there are some girls who will enter, Tulane University driving a white BMW with a stack of like Hermes. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's definitely a range.
It goes back to what we were saying about your followers. It's just
Yeah,
math. Like
it's just math.
in any spectrum of like people, when you just get a large enough sample of something, you're just gonna get everyone. What's not
Right.
fair,
Me when I got a
yeah.
C in high school math. No.
No, but like it's the same thing. It's like it's not fair to generalize anything. I mean, I think like me as a Jewish person, like I've encountered people seriously thinking certain things about me, and it's like it can be frustrated. Everyone deals with that, whether you're
Mhm.
Jewish or not. So it's kind of like almost leveling the playing field, and I think it's very important to. It shows in a way that you kind of try to not take yourself too seriously, almost too.
Yeah, and the thing is I do internally take myself very seriously, but I don't like to seem like I take myself too
Yeah.
seriously because I think that also is an enemy of success because then people won't find you relatable.
Yes. No.
You know?
100%. To play a character is to know a character. Tell me if that's wrong.
Exactly. You are
And so,
so right. You're so right.
what have you learned about Jewish culture from playing so many different characters?
It's funny, I've actually gone to so many Hillels and Holocaust museums and Bakes and Jewish events that I likely would not have gone to had this not been my platform. I get invited to so many things, fundraisers, and it's just wonderful. I mean, we really are a very resilient people.
Yeah.
It's truly incredible. My best friend who actually also went to Syracuse worked at, I don't know if you knew about the temporary Anne Frank exhibition that was in Manhattan. And she worked there, and I did a bit of work with them for my page, and she showed me around. And it was just a reminder of how recent some of these horrors were.
Yeah.
And we still managed to be happy and proud and strong despite everything that is thrown our way. And even if it isn't happening right where you are to you specifically, you feel it and you know it's happening. And you're like, I need to come back stronger, you know?
And unfortunately, it's not just that these things happen more recent than we may realize, especially when we're young, but it's that the remnants of it and the hate is still very present. I mean, you would know
Oh,
better than me. When I had Rebecca Chasen on the pod for my last episode, we were talking about this. She has like a quarter of the following, not even the following that you have. She's very proud of her Jewish identity, but you have like your thing is that you're the people's Jewish American
yeah.
princess. So I can only imagine the terrible things that are
I get,
commented to you
I
every
got a,
day.
yes, I got a DM the other day that just said Heil Hitler. That was the whole message.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll get comments that are like, I miss World War II Germany, send her back. Like full Nazis, unapologetic
yeah, yeah,
Nazis. It's crazy. People are just not afraid to be anti-Semitic. Like,
yeah,
especially on the internet, it is insane. And Instagram, I will say, does not do the best job at filtering. Like TikTok will see certain things and not even let people comment them or ban their accounts.
yeah.
Instagram, like I literally got a comment being like, I'm a German supremacist. Like
Oh my goodness.
something like that. I was like, okay, well, why are you on my account
It
then?
has nothing to do with you as well. Like you
No,
didn't
they
do
see a
anything.
Jewish
Yeah,
person and then they're like, okay,
exactly.
so this is
Yeah,
what I'm gonna comment. And I mean, I've seen people who are a little bit more outspoken and get way worse comments than I do. I don't really speak on super religious or super
yeah,
political topics. There
yeah.
are people who get absolutely flamed.
Well, and also when you speak about more religious and more political topics, you kind of open yourself up to, in a way, you can become more secular content.
Right. And I don't want and nor do I intend to be that secular.
Yeah. How do you decide to, I don't want to say respond to comments, but show your audience that people are saying these things? Because like what is the threshold, and like how do you manage that? And then I know there's a loaded question too, but how do you not let that get to you? Like when I had my I got my first Jewish hate comments my last episode, when I had a clip with Rebecca talking about dealing with hate. Like I just was like, this person's ridiculous. But how do you kind of navigate that mentally and also decide like, hey, I'm going to share that people are doing this to me?
The hate comments that bother me more than anything are the ones that are like actually directed at me. So the the anti-Semitism, I know that it's an inevitability of being a
Yeah.
Jewish person online who's outwardly like, hey, I'm Jewish and look at me and I'm
Yeah.
wearing my Magen David and I like look pretty Jewish, you know?
Yeah.
I know it's an inevitability. It sucks. It's horrible. I typically delete and block those comments. If something is so bad, I will screenshot it and post it on my story and be like, I can't believe this person actually just said this. Like I posted one the other day, someone commented like, I'm anti-Semitic, but I do love bagels or something like that. And like that was really funny. Honestly, it was funny. Like the comments that bother me the most that like I do have to learn and I have to do a better job of it, of not letting it get to me. I'm a very anxious person and I have to like turn that off. But like
Yeah.
I'll get comments of like, this girl is so annoying, not pretty enough to be an influence, like things like that. And I'm like, ugh, like this is so hard to watch. And like I got a comment a few days ago that was like, I've met you in real life and you're so annoying or something like that. And I'm like, oh,
What?
what? Who? I'm like, who are you? Reveal yourself. I got one that was like, she lives in my building and I hate her. I'm like, now I'm in the lobby. Like, do I have an op in my building? Like,
Oh my God.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
People are ruthless, but those comments definitely cause me more like anxiety and are
They're
more
more
detrimental
pointed
to
because they're
my
more
mental
pointed.
health than yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and like, the worst to me is like when I'm playing like this, a spoiled 13-year-old and people are like, I bet she's like this in real life. I'm like, you don't understand comedy. Like,
Yeah.
you wouldn't watch a skit of the actor who plays Donald Trump on SNL and or like, oh, he's like this in real life. Like,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
he's playing a like it's so interesting to me. But yeah, I feel like with the anti-Semitism, unfortunately, it's like I'm like numb to it.
Yeah.
I delete those comments and the ones that are really shocking, I'll post to my story.
How do you like? Do you always block the username if if you're posting someone, or will you show the username? Because I know a lot of people block the
I
username.
block it. I block it out. I don't, And there was one account that commented something really nasty on my page, something really anti-Semitic, and I went to block them, and they had like 0 followers, whatever, and the bio was like, Jews got me banned the first time, new account, or something like that. And I was like, okay, so
Yeah.
you're just like sitting on your butt trolling Jewish people on the internet. Like that's what this person was doing, you know?
A lot of like my friends who have more followers than me, um, they talk about how hate comments mean you kind of made it. Is there
Yeah,
ever a part of you where
absolutely.
you're like, well, I made it because I'm making people spend time out of their day, pull up their phone, and be nasty.
Yeah,
Like
I
I
mean,
made
no
it.
press is bad press, you know? That's what people say. That's what
You
people
would
say.
know.
Your name is in people's mouths. I guess I have to try to like, you know.
No, of course. How we'll get rid of the negative talk in a moment, but I
Yeah.
do want to ask the one thing is, um, how do you not tie your self worth to your amount of followers? I know that's a loaded question, but it's
Ugh.
it's something that
It's so hard.
yeah,
I think about, for me, the people who love me in real life are the most important people to me. I
yeah,
care about my relationship with my family, my boyfriend, my close friends more than I care about any follower,
yeah,
any comment, any, other influencer that I meet.
yeah,
Um, which is a difficult mindset to have because a lot of influencers are in these kind of like friend groups with each other or have more followers than me or have had better brand deals or I'll be even physically comparing myself to them. I'm really short. You
yeah,
know what I mean? In real life, like I'm very short. And so when I go to an event, even if I'm in heels, I'm significantly like shorter. And then I'm looking at like my nose because they all have like nose. There are just things that are always in my
yeah,
head. And it isn't necessarily like the physical number of followers. Like I'm considered like, on the agency side, and I am signed with a really great agency, but
congrats.
thank you. I actually just signed like a month ago. I'm really happy with them. But I'm considered in like the eyes of an agency a mid-sized creator, um, which considering the fact that I've only been doing this 2 years is awesome. It's less so to me about like a number of followers, more so about the views. I'll be like, oh, if a video tanks, I'm like, oh, was
Yeah,
that a bad video? And
yeah,
usually it's not. Usually it's like whatever the algorithm is pushing that day or what have you. But yeah, for me it's more about like I do tend to compare myself to other girls, other influencers, and 9.5 out of 10 of them are lovely people.
yeah,
I've only ever really met like very sweet girls, but I'm still like, oh my God, her outfit is all designer. Oh my God, she had her hair done for this. She had her nose done. I'm like literally look like a toddler next to her. You know what I mean? There are just
yeah.
certain things that are always going to be in my head, no matter how many followers I have. Um,
But at the same time, like you're known for being Chloe Hechter, and
yeah,
that's the awesome thing where it's like
right.
you're known for your identity. Like you do joke about you being short,
Yeah,
or you do joke about sleepaway camp. Like that
sure.
is who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. I went to an event the other day and I didn't realize like how fancy people were going to be dressed up. And I was in like
Yeah.
jeans and I was like, shoot, like some of these girls were in like gowns.
Yeah.
It's like great. No one specified. I was like, it was
Yeah.
at like 1 p.m. I was like, I'm gonna like wear jeans. So that there are just things in that sense. I feel like number of followers is so like my engagement could mirror that of someone with millions of followers.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just happens that the people who actually click the follow button are more insulated to the niche that I inhabit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And also, I had someone who covers the creator economy. He said this on the podcast about 6 to 9 months ago. I can't say 6, 7, or everyone's gonna be like 6, 7. But
You're like 6 to 8.
yeah, 6 to 8. But he said that he tries to look at his content journey, like looking at his stocks or his retirement, and just making sure that he doesn't care if it goes up and down like this, but for a day to day, but knowing that year by year he's growing, and
Right.
you've definitely done that.
Exactly. And that's how you have to look at it. Because like there was a point, so I turned 25 a couple weeks ago, and I always said like, okay, I want to hit 200,000 followers on TikTok by my 25th birthday. I didn't.
Yeah,
But I'm like, okay, but if I
you're
think
almost
about
there.
I'm almost there. No, exactly. But if I think about where I was a year ago, it I certainly like, went up from there, and that's more how I have to think about it.
Do you ever think about posting more on YouTube? Like I know you flirted with a podcast too. Like, or is it just Instagram and
I
TikTok
have a
primarily?
podcast,
Yeah,
which I love doing. It's so much fun. And YouTube is its own beast that I just haven't cracked. Like I
yeah,
have tried to do shorts and they don't like hit in the same way. I don't know if there's like a knowledge that I have or don't have. My stuff never hits on YouTube the way it does on TikTok and Instagram.
so uh, especially when I'm an interviewer, like if my goal is to host Gen Z's Hot Ones, I do want an element of people to watch my podcast or watch my
Ah,
conversations with people because they know I'm interviewing them in the sense of like, oh, if Holden's interviewing them, they must be a great guest.
right. They're like, oh, we
Yours,
want to see him too. Like, yeah.
yeah, of course. Do you think you've gotten to a point with your content where it isn't just the skit, but it's, oh, what is Chloe doing right now?
Yeah, I think that there are certainly people who feel that way. I have some people who really are like locked into everything I do. And there are people who are just there for the skits and like don't even really know my name. And they're just like, oh, this is like the Jewish girl from
Yeah,
whatever it might be. Again, I do think it's numbers. Like it's a
yeah,
matter of like there are certain people who like want to know every single thing about my life. And
yeah.
there are people who are like, I'm just here for like the sleepaway camp content. So
Because I could relate to it or something like that.
right, exactly. So it's a mix.
Yeah. Is it like a lot of pressure, or are you very prideful of the fact that like people you generated so many parasocial relationships? I know that sounds so
I
media
wouldn't
y.
say prideful. I'm kind of like I like to still again keep my personal relationships like private.
Yeah,
So there are certain things that I'm like, I'm not going to share this on the internet. Like, I don't owe you everything, you know?
yeah, yeah,
Um, but yeah, I mean, it's really awesome that people look up to me. That's
yeah.
what I'm prideful about. Like, I'm prideful that I have teenage girls who look up to me.
And you can kind of be like a symbol for them. That's what I mean by the
Exactly.
parasocial relationship. It's not
Yeah,
like
I mean,
what did Chloe
parasocial
have for
relationship,
dinner?
like the phrase parasocial relationship makes me think of people like trying to predict when Taylor Swift's next album is
Oh, I
like
see what you're
like you
saying.
know what I
Yeah,
mean? I'm like, I don't know about that. But yes, I really do love feeling like a role model for young Jewish women
do you,
and
do you
all
think
young women.
do you think that in a way like some of your content is a reflection of the messages that you wish you could have had when you were younger almost?
Yeah, absolutely. I wish there was a creator like me when I was my age. I would have loved that. You
What
know, I
would
would
that
have
have Sorry, what were you say?
no, I would have really like eaten that content up. I mean, obviously, the social media scope was different in say like 2016 when I was at like the height of being an insecure teenage girl. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, if there had been a YouTuber doing videos about reform Jewish culture and New York City, I would have loved that.
And also, I guess the following and the support you get from how many people show that you're not alone in your experiences.
Sure, of course. Yeah,
And
I think the
yeah,
relatability aspect is awesome.
how do you never get stale from everything you're doing?
There are certain things that do. Like the camp bit feels so stale to me. And I admit it regularly. Like,
Yeah,
and I do it because it's the thing that goes the most viral consistently. But like I'm like, okay, I'm a little old to be doing this. Let's be real about it. There are things that like I want to be doing that just don't show the same numbers. And I'm like, okay, it's all a numbers game and I have to do a mix of these things, you know? Um, like a thing that I do that consistently hits a million views is like the nerdy girl in the camp bunk had a glow up this summer. Now she's hot and
yeah,
like I'm done doing that. It's like the scene
yeah,
in Victorious where she's like, "Are you listening?" Like, you know what I mean? And like
yeah.
that I'm like, "All right, it's enough." But
Fine.
people still love it. And
Yeah,
so obviously I still do it. I did a funny camp one today that like I liked that felt a little more creative and different. And I did it was like the counselor having like the talk with her campers. And it was like, you guys might get your periods this time, like, that kind of thing.
yeah. How what is that balance of giving the audience what they want because this is your job, but also staying true to how Chloe Hechter operates?
Um, I think I try to do like, you know, people will recommend something or request something, and I do try to do it, but I also do post everything that I want to post, and all of my posts are 100% intentional.
Yeah.
I don't like, shit post or do anything random. Um, but I do everything has like a longevity to it, if
Or a
that makes
purpose, kind of,
or a
right?
purpose. Yeah.
Do you have like a content calendar? Like is that a thing or is it just
I don't necessarily have like on Monday I'm posting this, on Tuesday I'm posting this. I have a list of videos I want to do. And then I kind of think in my head based on like what I have to like vlog about or what ads
yeah.
I have to post when I'm gonna post each skit, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It must be kind of it must be kind of a balance of deciding like when am I going to turn this off? When am I just going to enjoy this dinner? When am I not
Right.
going to share this? You got to have some balance with that.
Right. And there are certain times where like I know I'm not going to want to like film raw natural content, so I'll batch and I'll do like, I'll film 5 videos and then I'll go away for the weekend and I'll
Yeah.
have stuff to post, but it won't be like in the moment.
What is your relationship with your phone then?
I'm on it a lot. I am on my phone a lot.
Yeah.
Um, but again, it's like a lot of me working and looking at my
Of
feed and
course. Of
editing
course.
videos and
Yeah. Yeah.
also watching other content to see what's performing well and what's trending and trend forecasting and all of that stuff. And then I mean, I'm also just like, I'm a social gal. I have a lot of friends. I like to text my friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think everyone's relationship with their phone is a little toxic, but it's
Of
my
course.
job and I'm not someone who can just like be like, I'm gonna delete Instagram. Like I mean, it's literally my job
Yeah.
to like have Instagram. So,
Well, a lot of creators have been telling me about they get this brick thing and it's been like saving them.
can't be doing all that. It's too much.
It's too much.
Like I can just, if I need to shut my phone off, I shut my phone.
Well, that's better than most people. Some
Yeah.
people need something else to shut it off for them.
Yeah, I'm like, do we really need like everything to be a thing? Like I can just turn off my phone and like go to bed. Like I don't know. But that's just me.
I think just as a society, we're getting too much. I saw this ad the other day for um, like a phone case that you can bring into the shower so you can listen to music. Like,
Yeah, I saw that. Or like there's some, it was like I saw something that was like a phone case with like a wine glass attached
oh
that you
my
could bring
God,
into the shower. And someone posted an ad like music, my phone, Sauvignon Blanc in the shower. I was
it's
like,
just too much. It's
okay, like
just too
why
much.
don't you shower, then get out of the shower and then listen to music?
Look, it's just
And,
our
and
society is.
logistically, I'm like the glass of wine in the shower, wouldn't the soap get, it's
You make media. We make media.
yeah.
It's just we're so oversaturated as a society.
We are. We are.
Yeah,
Everything is so
of
oversaturated. I
course.
mean, I was talking today about how, like, how last summer was very much defined by like Labubus and like
Yes, of course.
the Dubai chocolate matcha. I'm like, can we have like something that's like a little more like normal and wholesome this summer?
Well,
Like,
it's 2016 summer, isn't it?
I hope so. I hope that that's what happens. Like, I hope we're all just like kumbaya and drinking strawberry acai refreshers. I don't know.
Of course, of course. Just a few more questions. What's next for Chloe Hector?
Yeah, I have a lot of fun brand partnerships coming up, which I'm super excited about.
Care to share on Holden Conversations, or are we keeping it secret?
I don't know if I'm even, I don't know how that works, if I'm allowed
Uh,
to say who I'm partnering with.
we'll
I don't
keep it
even know.
safe. We'll keep it safe.
Yeah, I have a few really exciting ones coming up that super excited about. I'm working on a book proposal,
Oh
which
my
is like
God.
my dream. My senior thesis at Syracuse was a book, and my first proposal was turned down, so I kind of rethought it, and so I do have someone interested. So working on that, that's like a big dream, big goal of mine. Um, and I'm actually going to Italy in a few weeks, which has nothing to do with my career. It's just fun, and I'm really excited to do that.
Where in Italy are you going?
Going to Florence and then Sorrento, and I'm very excited about it.
I'm jealous just because of the pasta you're gonna have.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that.
That's amazing. And then this is my last question. I ask this to every guest. We are talking about manifesting earlier, but I'm manifesting this to be my first sponsored segment. We're obviously not there yet,
Okay.
but we're manifesting it.
Okay,
What?
what are you talking about? It is your first sponsored segment.
We're not sponsored yet, but what is one piece of advice you'd give to your younger self? And for you specifically, the Chloe Hector that was kind of a little bit shy to post online and was like, oh my God, what if only 20 people like this and everyone who saw it is laughing at me? Like, what is advice you'd give to that version of yourself that you know now?
Everyone is too selfish to spend this much time thinking about you. I think everyone thinks about themselves a little bit more than we think they do, and no one is really sitting around thinking. If you do something embarrassing and people see it, they might in the moment be like, "Oh, haha, yeah, that was embarrassing," and then 2 seconds later, they will go back to what they've been thinking about all day. And I wish I could tell my younger self that. Like, no one is sitting around like thinking about you, you know?
Yeah. Do you have a microphone? Can you drop it? Mic drop?
Mic drop. I don't. I'm on my laptop. I actually, my parents literally live one neighborhood away from me, so I
I
am
see.
having dinner with my parents.
Oh, that's
This is
nice.
my childhood bedroom that was converted into an office.
Awesome. Awesome. You want to drop your socials?
Yes, my TikTok and Instagram are both the same. It's just my name, Chloe, Chloe, Hector, Hechter, and then I had to throw a second R at the end of that because someone stole my username.
Yes. Chloe, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Thank you all for watching another episode of Holden Conversations. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss the latest from Holden Conversations. Until next time.